Hey everyone, this is Mike here, and in today's video I'm going to talk about 5 mistakes that I made on Amazon when I first started off. And Amazon is a great platform. I would recommend it to anybody that's out there. Definitely selling FBA currently right now is a remarkable thing. You can make a lot of money doing it, but most importantly, it's all about understanding your margins, right? Don't get yourself in a situation where you've overspent and you're fighting over items with thousands of competition for 2%, 5%, 10% ROI. That system does not work, okay? But, some of the mistakes that I made early on with my Amazon business, first one is rank, right? Sales rank. I would go out there and pretty much scan anything and buy anything, right? Whether it was ranked 2, 3 million, I just figured, oh, maybe it'll sell all within 30 days. And my expectations when it happened, I was kind of disappointed because I was like, hey, this book's ranked 2 million. Why didn't it sell in a month? And that's just not the case. It's understanding that if you're buying that book that's ranked 1 million or 2 million, it might take a month to 2 months. It might take a year or two to sell. So really understanding the whole ranking system and how it works. Obviously the lower the rank, the quicker the items are going to sell, right? But until I really started learning the rank and really mastering the rank and seeing, okay, it's ranked 500. Now I can go a little more deep on this product. I can go buy 500 of these here because I'll sell them all out in a month, right? And it's little stuff like that. And you're not going to know this stuff unless you actually get into the trenches and you're selling on Amazon. But hopefully with this video here, you can kind of get a little more expertise or maybe a little more knowledge of what not to do, right? And what not to overlook, stuff like that. The next one, and it's a big one, and it's everybody knows with Q4, which is quarter four, those November, December months, Amazon blows up. I mean, it's just an incredible experience. And my first year selling on Amazon, I had all this stuff there, and it wasn't. I was like, oh, okay. And then with like the lights turned on, and then there was a concert hall, and everything just sold. And I'm like, oh my god, right? This is awesome. It sold, but I didn't plan to have a ton of inventory there. That's the biggest thing, and when now, like the past Q4, I had enough inventory there, and it's one of those things that if you can prepare all year for Q4, I would recommend doing it, right? Getting all those puzzles and board games and all the craziness you're finding at the thrift stores that's new, that's sealed, right? Maybe pricing stuff higher, because this stuff will just fly off the shelves when it comes to Q4, and everything at that point, especially if it's not like a new retail arbitrage thing or a new hot toy. Some of the stuff, you could be sitting with like 3 or 4 sellers and just crushing it and selling board games for $200 or $300. It's amazing. So that was one of my big mistakes was the inventory aspect of it. I didn't have enough, and when I learned from my mistake there and just said, okay, as we approach another Q4, I have to have inventory. I have to go out and spend money. Number 3 is cash flow, right? Cash flow is super, super important. And you deal with what you have, right? So if you're starting off with $100 or $1,000, whatever the dollar amount is, understand that the more you have, the more you're going to make. The more opportunities you have to go out and buy, or to go to Target and source Target or Kmart or wherever it is, or hit the thrift stores every day. That's the biggest downfall, is the cash flow. And understanding your cash flow, understanding that, you have to put some money aside for a picking fund. Obviously you need money to survive, to get Wendy's or you pay your mortgage or whatever it is, but the cash flow is king. And you know what? That my biggest mistake when I started Amazon was I didn't have a large amount of cash. And it really wasn't a fault or a mistake. It just, I wish I had more. And even to this day, I still don't have enough money to buy what I need and to make more money. And that's just how it's always going to be, and it's like anything, you go out there and you just work hard, you do what you have to do day in and day out to make a buck or two, right? But that's a big thing, is understand this cash flow, and that also goes and ties in with the rank, right? Where I had money tied up on silly items that were ranked, 500,000 a grocery. They weren't selling, and or taking up some of this cash flow and buying 50 of this one product in health and beauty that's ranked, that's not even ranked. It's little things like that are beginner mistakes, newbie stuff. The next one, the number 4, is patience. I didn't have patience. I would send the stuff in and say, okay, let's go. And I would remember just sitting by the computer and looking at my phone and constantly updating and saying, hey, is there anything on pending? Is anything sold? Because I sent it in. I was so excited for it to get there, and then I just expected big things like boom, oh yeah, okay. But when I was started, when I was new, I was sending in stuff that was high ranked, that was crazy, that just took time, or maybe they weren't smart buys. But this whole patience thing of understanding the long tail effect with items, whether they're books or CDs or old dead stock toys, right? Understanding that things need to take time, and it's like I said before, you gotta let things marinate a little bit. So and if you do that and you understand when you buy that product, hey, this is gonna, if it takes a year for me to sell this, I'm cool with that, as long as I know that's what it is when I'm buying it, okay? And I do that all the time. I see stuff, I grab a book or a CD or a video game or whatever it is. I look at it and say, okay, here's the rank. Okay, it's ranked 300,000 in toys. Will I sell it when it gets checked in? No. Could it? Yeah, it might. There's a possibility. But it was really the whole patience of it. And once you master having patience with Amazon, I mean, you can just destroy it. Have the patience when it comes to long tail. Don't just say, oh, I gotta lower my price because I'm out of the ballpark, nobody's buying it. No. Don't do that. Especially when you're in a listing where there's only a couple sellers. Just leave it there. Right? I mean, you'd be surprised when you build up an inventory on Amazon, what sells, right? Especially if you're not racing to the bottom on long tail items, right? Let those other people sell it out really quick, right? Or do what they got to do. If they're selling it for $4 and it was at 25, then let them sell it for and you be at 25, right? The other biggest mistake I wish I would have done when I first started Amazon was creating listings. Going out and just being aggressive and creating my first listing. And then that's always from what I talking in the Facebook groups and then with Pick for Profit. That's the biggest hurdle for people is, ooh, it seems so difficult to list something. It's not. It's very simple, and it took me a while to finally dabble into it. And I said, hey, okay, I got this item, and what I want to do now is I want to list it. And I remember going through the whole experience, and I remember when I was done, I was like, this was easy, and I just wish I would have done it earlier. So so here, guys, Amazon rank, inventory, cash flow, patience, and what was the last one? Oh gosh, new listings. Those were my 5 mistakes. Hopefully there was something out of this video that that helped you, or something you can learn, maybe to kind of speed up the process if you're new for selling on Amazon. If you're not selling on Amazon, again, I've said this since day one, I recommend you to go try it out. It's a great experience. You can be very profitable at it, but utilize these 5 mistakes I made to make your business better. So if you enjoyed this video, please give me a thumbs up. You can also follow me on Facebook. It's Morning Cup of Joe. You can also visit my website, pick4profit.com. Until next time, I'm out of here. Peace. By the way, Pearl Jam, awesome. Thanks, Johnny. Goodbyes. Peace.